Let's start with the worst team in the division. Let's start with the New York G-Men, the Giants. Looking at this roster, it is very tough to get four of their best players because I feel once you get the four, you got some, maybe it's Thibodeau, maybe it's a little bit of Burns, kind of what you like, even Daniel Jones in that conversation. But number one, hands down for me, at least, and I think you're going to agree with this, is Dexter Lawrence, right? That's
Yeah.
it, I think the easy one. Dexter
Oh yeah.
Lawrence, true nose tackle.
I'm a North
That
Carolina guy, bro. He went to Wake Forest Roseville, which is a local school
yeah,
around here. So that's Dexter Lawrence
yeah,
terrorized high school buddies of mine. So that's I love Dexter Lawrence. If I had to rank him number one, I 100% agree. Now where we
yeah,
go from here though, as far as New York, is about to get a little rocky. So
for sure, for sure. But talking about Dexter Lawrence a little bit, by far, and just looking at some of his numbers, remember, you guys, he's a true nose, right? So he
yeah,
plays zero tech or one tech. He's a true nose, and he has 20 more pressures than any of the closest linemen on the G-men. And coming, that's an interior position. So as a player, you don't understand. You're more likely getting double teamed almost every single play, like every
yeah.
single play. Like
Dexter
if you
Lawrence is
don't get hit,
in his position in the NFL. I mean, he's a top three nose tackle. It's
yeah,
for
and
Eagles fans, Jordan Davis's like highest player comp as of right now would be Dexter Lawrence. Like if he can become what Dexter
facts.
Lawrence is as far as
That'd be
stat
great.
sheet effect, I mean that would be the greatest
That'd be
thing.
the greatest thing for him. Yeah, for sure,
I
for
mean,
sure,
Lawrence is a
absolutely.
game changer. I mean, you're talking about just a guy that pure size is just off the charts. I mean, you just look at the dude. The dude is a
He is
minute
a massive.
man.
Yeah, he's a big
He's
boy.
huge, but his
Yeah.
gameplay, like you said,
No,
like
did he?
constantly double teams. I mean, dude, Dexter Lawrence is a stud. I mean, that's just a point blank period. He's a stud.
Yeah, yeah. How do you feel? And don't let if I cut you off guard, don't let me know. If you didn't do Doug this deep, how do you feel about their new DC and how he's going to use Dexter Lawrence? I think it's Shane Bowen from Tennessee. Um, so
That's
it was
the.
like,
It's not that it's too deep. It's just
yeah,
we're too early in the offseason to kind of really see how they're going to use guys. Right now,
yeah,
it's all
good call.
just it's I think I can't remember what a coach called it. It was like it's I think it was like swimming with the floaties or whatever. It's just like
Yeah,
it's not everything's so teams are trying to be smarter than everybody else. They're trying to put looks
yeah.
out there, just do what they do. They're gonna, as of right now, from what I understand, they're gonna keep approaching things as a 3-4 would be the way the team's constructed. I'd have to do a little
It
bit
would
more.
have to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's with Burns and Thibodeau on the outside. I mean,
Yeah,
Lawrence at the nose.
it has to be.
Nunez Roches is the name there. Jordan Phillips they signed as well. They got Aziz Ojolari, another pass rusher. They just have they're built like that. I mean, I don't know. Wink kind of left them in a hard spot as far as personnel and everything they have to do.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, they're just. I'm not trying to go off on a tangent. I'm just saying
Yeah,
it's just too early to
it's too
tell
early. Yeah,
where teams are as far as committing to certain things. I mean, obviously the DC
it's
wants to
June
do
10th.
right now. It's too early.
Yeah, yeah, it's too early. I feel you. I feel you. Now, it was just something I was doing my research. It's something I dug up a little bit, and I was just wondering if you had thought about that. All right, number two. When you said it gets a little bit sketchy, I went with the rookie. I went Malik Neighbors.
Number
Is where
two.
number two, bro. I got him at
Ooh,
number two. I got him at number two. They've been searching for receivers since Odell. And if you look at the pedigree, right, from LSU, Jefferson, Odell, uh, who else am I listening? Was it Landry? Not Landry.
Chase,
Who played? Yeah, Chase. But who played with Odell?
Jarvis Landry.
Landry. Yeah, Jarvis
Yeah,
Landry. Yeah,
Jarvis Landry.
Landry, Chase, even DJ Shark. Out there in Carolina, I think still.
Terrace Marshall's there. He was a second-round pick. I mean, he hasn't done much, but I
Yeah,
mean, LSU's got plenty of talent. That
yeah, but I mean, just top tier talent, like every like recycle, right? It started with well, it didn't start with Odell, but that was that pop, right? Was that what 2012,
thir-
13 as you know?
13, yeah.
Yeah,
13.
and then after them was DJ Shark, and then I think let me bring it up. After them was he got out of 17 was in Justin Jefferson, and then
The Chase
Jamar.
Jefferson one is the big one. That's the
Yeah, and then now you got Neighbors, right? And now you got Neighbors.
Neighbors of
So
Brian Thomas out of Jacksonville now.
LSU, yeah.
Yeah,
So
LSU
when
Jacksonville.
right. So when you look at this team, I probably have an idea who you might say was two, but for me, um, it all starts with Malik because if they hit on Malik, then they have a direction. To me, if
Who's
Malik
your who do you
fumbles,
think I have as two?
Thomas.
I do have Andrew Thomas as two.
And I love it. You give love to the big fellas, right? I give love to the
I
big
mean,
fellas.
Andrew Thomas is the second most important player on the team. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
no matter who
yeah,
the quarterback is, you know what I mean. We're going through a change. Um,
yeah.
he's the anchor. You know, like that's kind of one of the guys I need to speak up in the locker room. That's one of the guys that I need to like. You know,
Mhm.
where we have Dexter Lawrence, like if he leads how he leads, it's fine. But I need Thomas to be the either with that or opposite of it. You know what I mean? Like I need the
Yeah,
dynamic to
you
start with
need
those.
that offense. Yeah, you need that
Yeah,
offensive
I need
that leadership.
my
That
my
guy.
my locker room has to start with those two, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, and that makes sense because, and that makes sense. That's, but I just, to me, I think,
I have
and
Malik. I have Malik.
I'll let you talk on Thomas, but I just think that from an offensive philosophy, just an offensive skill set. When you look at this team, it's terrible. It's dreaded. It's horrible. They got some okay names. I know Eckler's there. Eckler's there, right? No. Eckler's in
No,
Washington.
no, no.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Washington. Yeah,
Singletary's there. Singletary,
yeah.
my bad. That
Singletary's the
makes
one
sense.
that's talking on
Yeah.
Saquon.
So, but when you look at that, I mean, there's been some spots where he's made some obviously catches in shells and pants and mini camps, and we've seen some of that stuff. But if you look at this roster, like there's only really one good skill guy, and it's Neighbors. You got some
Yeah,
guys who can play, but who can take it off like the top, like who can ascend. It's Neighbors. It's it. That's it. To me, you know what I mean. To me,
no,
you know,
I'm not
he's got
really
he's got to walk
disagreeing
in and
at
set
all.
the tone right away.
Yeah,
Like
I mean
he's got a lot of pressure on him.
I would agree. I mean, he came into a situation where he's probably excluded as far as skill position goes. He is the most skill position player they have, hands down. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not even it's like it's he's that guy. So I agree with you in that sense. I just think Thomas is a really important player to everything they
yeah,
want to
good.
do.
Hmm.
Um, Thomas is really good. He's got to stay healthy. I mean, we haven't really seen his best top tier play yet, but he's there as the player. It's all there. I mean, he's a top 10 left tackle. So it's
You think
just
it's higher?
no,
I
I
was
don't
trying to
think he's higher.
I was trying to think who's better, like who's in that top tier.
The
What
left
Trent?
tackle,
Yeah, Trent, Tunsil.
Trent's there. Tristan Wirfs played there a little bit. Mailata's
Penny's a
there.
right tackle, right?
Yeah, Wirfs
Penny's
has
a
played
right tackle.
both. Um,
Okay.
we
Oh,
got to
you did.
figure out where
I
Joe
forget
Alt
about
and
Mailata.
Slater are going to play because Slater's one of those players that's up there. Alt's probably going to be up there if he plays as good as he's supposed to. There's a lot of names. I mean, it's
You
Thomas
don't
is
think
up.
he's top
He's a
five?
guaranteed top 10. He's not top 5.
He's
He's
not
not.
top five. Okay. Okay.
He's got to. The Giants have so much. Excuse my language. Shit going on. They have to figure. They've got to like dig through weeds to figure out like where their best players are and like just
Yeah.
come back to like a moment where they're just like, oh my God, it's all right. We got this guy, we got that guy, we got this guy, we got that guy. Like they just don't have that much top tier talent. I mean, it's
They have zero top 10. Well, actually, no, let me take that
they
back. The
do.
guys we named, yeah, the two guys
Lawrence,
we named,
Lawrence is really
Lawrence,
good at his
Lawrence and Thomas.
position.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thomas can be
Yeah.
considered really good at his position. I mean,
Yeah.
they
I
have
agree. My
names.
bad.
It's just they're not. You started off with the bottom of the barrel here.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
know. I know.
comparison until we get
We
home.
got to work our way up, right? We're going up. We're climbing the ladder. We work our way up. But with the G-Man, unless you got a number four, I couldn't find a number four. I just couldn't dig that deep. I didn't want to,
Well,
but
I've got
like we talked about in the pregame. I couldn't find a guy who I could even bullshit through.
well,
Right? I just couldn't. Go ahead. Who you got? You got a
I've got
four?
Brian Burns. We have to mention Brian Burns.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Burns is a top tier pass rusher. I mean, he's
he
where
is.
they want
No,
to
he
be,
is.
assuming they're going to run a pure 3-4, which I'm like 90% sure they are. Just you know,
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Stoutland Eagles. I gotta we'll figure it out. Right now, we're worried about what Will Shipley's doing in the slot receiver position. But the name that we're not talking about is Bobby
Okay.
Okereke. That's a really,
Oh,
really,
the
really
linebacker.
a really, really, really
Okay.
good linebacker. He's like he's a name that fans should log in as like this dude's really freaking good at football. And
Yeah.
his Madden rating might not be a 90 something or whatever, but I mean that dude is really good at playing off ball linebacker. So he's paid a good amount of money. I mean, it's not that he's not getting, he's got $7.9 million guaranteed this year. So I mean he's making good money,
Yeah.
11.2 on the cap. But he's worth every penny. So that's a name that's the only name. Malik Neighbors, Okereke were my four. I had Lawrence Thomas, Brian
Good
Burns,
Jim.
and Malik Neighbors / Bobby Okereke.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good Jim. I think I remember the name. He played with the Colts, right?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
a he's a damn good off ball linebacker.